Hello there once again, all you wonderful lovelies. Tis Agrilicent, aka Lynn. Allow me to welcome back to, hopefully, the last of the main series of PowerWashing Simulator. Because, damn, these things have gotten long, haven't they? Like, out of control long. 33% on the Lost Palace. And it is so dingly dangly doodle hot. Thank God for cold drinks. Alright. If the outside's going to be the biggest burden to deal with, let's continue with the inside then. Because this I have at least a moniker more control over. Just a tad. A little touch. Especially when it comes to some of these detailed bits. Whew. No! I dropped His Highness! I am a failure! Oh, goodness me. My lord, we were standing upon quite the array of vile contaminants. There we go. How would I be able to pick you up and rotate you? Am I able to rotate an item? Yeah. Nope, that's not it. I guess I could just... No, he doesn't gain physical permanence until... Oh, no. My lord? My lord, speak to me. Ah, damn it. I fudged it up within like the first 5 seconds. Hide my shame. Hide my shame behind here. No one will see him. Well, hello there. Hi, babyface. There you go. You just play with your toys, sweetie. Sweet little kitty cat. They're starting to get along much better now. They're starting to actually sniff each other without resorting to immediate smacking of each other's heads. Mostly that's the first reaction to Munchkin, but still, it's super big progress. Thank you. Does it reach? That's metal cleaner. Not what I need. Because everywhere in this place is apparently stone. Thank you. How? How is it a straight line? I am very confused then. That covered just fine. A light fixture? Okay. Who am I to question the Atlanteans' ability to form electricity and have it last remaining under the sea? Man, you can just do anything with the Orichalcomalo stone. Remember, kid, kids. A heterochromic twink comes up to you, promising you all-consuming power at the cost of wearing a demonic stone in exchange for your soul. Don't do it, because he might be like an 8,000-year-old Atlantean dude who's just trying to cause some shit. All just to mess with a guy who's already dead. God, the premise of animes are so weird. And yes, I am aware that the creator of Yu-Gi-Oh! Passed away. Hey, don't you claw my chair! It is kind of a shame that he got stuck on card games, though. Because his original idea was the Yugi would be the king of games, plural, not just stuck on trading cards. But the trading card part, that took off so well that it kind of became the most profitable thing he could do. And if you want to continue your vision, you're gonna need money, so yeah, I'm not gonna harp that he should have stuck to his guns. Gotta do what you gotta do. And he slayed. He slayed hard with a card game that's still going to this day, with video games that still come out. And weird as hell anime. And just weird censorship choices. Remember the invisible guns? Thank you, 4Kids. Then again, 4Kids did give us the introduction. It did invent the Shadow Realm, because we couldn't have death in the program. Because death is scary, and kids can't know about death, even though probably some horrible shit has happened in real life. So we have to invent a funny realm where bad things happen. That's where the bad people go. Shadow Realm. No. The giant buzzsaws that will cut off the pharaoh's leg and have him bleed out. No, that's not a thing. They're dark energy discs, and if cut, will take him to the Shadow Realm and lose his soul. Questionable choices for censorship, but still so damn hilarious. 4Kids. Where an onigiri rice ball is a jelly donut, and a cigarette is a lollipop. And a gun turns into a wacky mallet device. 2 of those are from One Piece, 1 is from Pokemon. Hello. Silly kitty is a wandering all over the place. So if I'm not doing that, does it make any sort of difference? What if I were to... Okay, you're in the way, Mr. Toadful. Let's clean you up anyway. This floor's gonna be a bitch and a half, ain't it? Especially since it sounds like... Yeah, I can only go that far with this stubby nuzzle. Wishy, that statue is of you, right? I'm sorry, what? Wait a minute. Oh my god. How does it feel to be worshipped as a god by an ancient underwater civilization destroyed thousands of years before your birth? A little odd. I look dope. Do I get this costume? Wait, does that make me the heterochromic twink that rules over the Oyakaukamelos? Oh shit. I am Darts. And I must summon the Gwei Leviathan. Ah man, my beautiful Atlantean wife queen has turned into a furry. Now I must go on my villain arc. Also kill my daughter and my dad. Because that happened. Yeah. Darts murdered his family. Again, Yu-Gi-Oh! Got very fucking dark. But we got the censorship! Love how I spun that all the way back around it. Every time there's a mind crush, you murdered someone good. But they couldn't say it because mind crushing is considered a bad thing. It's villainous, even though he was doing it against bad people. Because context doesn't mean shit in the world of 4Kids, so censorship said no. I know they censored a lot with Merrick. At least when it came to Yami Merrick. Which again, if nobody understands, Yami means dark, so Yami Yugi is Dark Yugi, so yeah, he pulls some dark shit. And in Yu-Gi-Oh! Zero, I think we all know the kind of dark shit he would pull. Because that's based on the original series. The original mangas where Mokubo had a lot bigger role. He was an evil little shit. There was a lot more mind crushing that led to a lot of very fucked up stuff. Kinda wanna read Yu-Zero now. So honestly, it would be a change of pace. Slice of life animes where it's all the same thing. My hubby was watching this. He likes to go on Crunchyroll and Funimation because for some reason Crunchyroll can't get English dubs of shows we watched in our teens in English. And he does not like reading the subtitles. He wants to actually pay attention to the show. I digress. He was watching this one where it was a set magical world where a big famous party of adventurers lets go of one of their team members because they feel they're useless and they're just holding them back and blah blah blah. They think they're hot shit. Point being, that member was holding the team together and blah blah blah. I'm not gonna name it because I don't know the name of it, and it really doesn't matter because I'm pretty sure with that description alone, at least 5 anime pop into people's head. And that's what happened to me when he started watching it, because we had seen that exact same premise done the exact same way, with only like a few minor details switched out. And it's disappointing. It's like, how am I watching this? It's literally the same thing. There's like no creative nuance to it. So it's like, fuck it, let's go back to watching the old ones. So we're watching Yu Yu Hakusho. God, I love that dialogue. I love how Yusuke is just this. He's the main hero, but he's also just a shit. He's a guy you want to punch in the face, but he also takes shit seriously enough where it's like, yeah, this makes sense because he's a fucking teenager. He's not written like some god or anything like that. He gets his ass whooped. Like, we're currently in the I'm trying to remember the psychic arc, and he's currently fighting up against Sensui. Like, the true personality Sensui just came out. He got shot so bad, his arm's broken up to hell. He's just like holding himself together, fighting this guy. That's good shit. And he still has like enough sass in him where he's like, shut the fuck up and let's fight already, stop monologuing. God damn, I wish people did that more. I'm so tired of a good chunk of animes these days where it's like, you have to sit. Like, in the old times, I understood it, because you had to sit through the filler, because the thing was so popular. They had to make it into a show to capitalize on the popularity before it was finished in book form. Which is why so many shows got, like, OVAs later. Like, Fruit Basket got redone, because they finished the anime before the manga was done. And Hellsing got an OVA because they finished the anime before the manga was done. But nowadays, there's no need for filler. At least for a good chunk of these stories. Especially if you're not working with a manga. Like, if you're not working with a manga and you are just working off the idea, why so much fucking filler, and why so much stock filler too? Always a beach episode. Always a hot spring. Always with the same, nobody can talk to each other for like 5 seconds and has to drag out bullshit by not saying a damn word, leading to awkward moments that make no damn sense, stupid situations where everybody has to fight because no one will like say the thing and they have to act all tsundere, which I hate the tsundere trope. I've never liked it, and I think that started all the way back with me in Evangelion. I just hate the idea of like, yes, I like you, so I'm gonna be a total asshole to you. That doesn't make any fucking sense. That shit is behavior you were mocked at as a child for when you were in like elementary school. Why is it like a thing that carries on as a personality type now into your like adulthood in some of these animes? I like you, so I'm gonna just be a total prick to you, call you all sorts of names in the book, but secretly, I wish you would hook up with me, but I don't understand why you don't hook up with me. Oh no, you fell and accidentally had to brace yourself, and therefore you held my shoulder too long for like more than 3 seconds. I must slap you now, but I secretly still love you and I hope we get together. It's so fucking stupid. It's like, I get animes and mangas are supposed to be like for fantasy. You're supposed to be escaping into them. But why the fuck would you want to escape into a fantasy that's so fucking illogical it borderline lowers your IQ? I would tear into Sword Art Online if I could, but I stopped watching once the gun series, once that arc finished. It just got so weird. Everybody just wants to fuck Kirito. There's always got to be an uncomfortable sexual assault scene on children. It's... why? Why is also Kirito fucking OP? He's always got to know how to do everything. He's just a fucking high school kid, but he knows how to program. It at least when Sword Art Online started, original, it made some sense. He was a beta tester, so he knew shit from the game. That was interesting. He knew some stuff. That made sense. But now he's like a programmer. He's like, he hacked the system in order to save the little fairy AI girl who now calls him daddy, and it's really fucking cringe. And then, like, why so much shit is with him and every girl? So much as he breathes in her direction, it's like, oh, I want to jump on that kid. Why? He is not hot shit. And he's always so fucking OP, and it makes no damn sense. First time he enters, like, the gun series, he gets to keep his base stats from a game that's not even the same game, but I guess they stole assets, and that's the only qualification that allows him to keep his base stats. So he becomes super OP in that. It's stupid. Where's the logic? Just because I play in Gary's mod doesn't mean suddenly I rock in TF2. And why would that work at all? You can tell this is gonna be another weird fucking episode with me. Weird shit, Lynn goes off for no apparent reason, volume 34. I guess I got burned out on anime. Or at least, when I started writing, or getting into things in general, looking at it from a story's perspective, I just started seeing flaws in things I used to like. And those flaws just kept building and building till they became insufferable things I couldn't ignore. Like, even in Yu Yu Hakusho. I adore that anime. I love it. That's why I'm still watching it, even now. But I'll admit there are things that are wrong with it. It's not perfect. Hell, they still do the monologuing. It's not as long as, like, something that would happen in fucking Naruto, where it takes, like, 15 episodes just for one fight to get done. But it's still there. They'll maybe spend 3 minutes standing still talking about how big their power level is. But they get to the fight. Shit happens in the episode. And the action is so damn good and fluid. I can't complain about it. It's like, okay, yeah, Urameshi's talking about, I'm sick of hearing you yap, let's get to the fight already. Meanwhile, he's still standing there, letting the bad guy talk to him for another minute or two. But then he's like, fuck this shit, and punches him in the face. Shit gets done. I tried getting into Naruto when it first came out on Toonami on Cartoon Network. I got as far as the Orochimaru act. Like, arc. Sasuke had just, like, beat the shit out of Naruto, left him for dead, left to go join Orochimaru, and then I fucking quit. 'Cause I was so... I I tried. I tried so fucking hard. I was done. I couldn't do it. Interesting shit happened for like 2 minutes, and then it was back to boring as hell. Because when you're having your character's inner monologue for too damn long, it makes you realize the bad guy is right there. And all the character is doing is standing there, having an internal conversation with themselves. What is stopping action from happening? There is nothing stopping from action from happening except this needless filler dialogue. And the flashbacks. I believe there's a website that, like, it gives you a list of how many episodes that are in Naruto and how many episodes are filler, which ones are filler, so that you can just bring up like one of the streaming websites and know when to skip so the story can continue cohesively. No one gives a shit about the ostrich ninja. No one's going to bring him up. He's never going to come back as a character. Why the fuck was this here if your story is like over 300 fucking episodes and you need people to pay attention? It baffles me. I really come into these things with like no intention of talking about certain things. Everything is just made up off the top of my head. So I have no idea when I'm going to talk about something when I start recording. You're just getting raw, unfiltered randomness. But I think you know when I get passionate about something. This is only pseudo-passionate. This isn't like when I had that rant about, like, gene splicing and Greek mythology. That I can get into, like, all day. But I can get passionate over shit I hate. And I can already, like, tell it's a salty thing to talk about. Dissing certain popular anime. Hell, I'll fucking diss on DBZ. I like DBZ. I like certain characters of DBZ more than I like plot. I think they do their characters dirty. No lie. I've never saw Dragon Ball, the start, but I started watching it with hubby, because that was something he grew up with. And watching that, yeah, that is something way different than the beast I started with Dragon Ball Z. At least it's somewhat entertaining. There's jokes. A lot of cringy jokes. But jokes nonetheless. You're not gonna get too bored watching it. Don't know what happened with DBZ. Where they decided certain things needed to change. I get it, time passed. Characters, they differ. That's what happens. Goku got older. He couldn't stay a child forever. Got it. That's fine. I don't remember why Bulma left Yamcha. They did him dirty because he was still somewhat of a badass in Dragon Ball. And then when Z came around, Yamcha's become such a fucking joke where I believe in China there's a statue of dead Yamcha from when the Saiyan saga happened. And it's just out there. A big fucking dead Yamcha. That's how much of a joke he is. In Super, No, nobody's not even going to bother asking him for the Tournament of Power. The world's coming to an end, shit's going down. Bring in Yanjirobe before they bring in fucking Yamcha. And all Yanjirobe does is live on a tower with his cat boyfriend, eating sensu beans and dancing with his weeaboo sword. I've caused such a discussion of the internet just by saying that cringe. Technically, that was just me just being a dick. But Yanjirobe kind of, like, had very little purpose. Even in Dragon Ball. I digress, though. Because he could have been built more into Dragon Ball Z. But not really. He just... like, the most important thing I remember about Yanjirobe is he always carries the sensu beans, and he's the one that cut off Vegeta's tail. That's it. And watching Dragon Ball didn't do anything more for me giving a shit about his character. But they dropped the ball with so many characters in Dragon Ball Z. Why hasn't Raditz come back? I will always advocate. I don't know what the hell. I said advocate? Weird. I will always advocate the return of Raditz. He is without Raditz, Z wouldn't be a thing. That's how we found out Goku was an alien. He's a sibling. Come on. He was like the last remaining 4 true-blooded Saiyans out there. And then we just... fuck all. At this point in Super, Bulma is gathering the Dragon Balls to wish for Botox treatments. Why can't we bring back Raditz? If Goku can wish that Kid Buu is reincarnated as a human so that he can have the chance to fight him again, why can't we have Raditz? If Frieza is allowed to remain in the universe, Space Hitler is allowed to remain in the universe, because fucking popularity, honestly, let's be real there, why can we not have Raditz? We managed to bring Broly back. We made him canon. We redeemed Broly and made him an arguably fucking amazing character. OG non-canon Broly was pretty okay. His motive sucked ass. But he was okay. He was the dude who everybody liked when he came out. It's like, he's the real Super Saiyan. He's got so much power and all that. But man, it was his motive was fucking stupid. Goku cried a lot when they were babies, and the crying traumatized infant Broly, and now he just wants to kill Goku because wah sad times. Even though Vegeta would have been the more realistic target, given how his dad tried to kill baby Broly and his dad, Pargus, so they had to flee the planet because King Vegeta feared his overwhelming power level. That is your motivation, not wah. Baby noises upset baby. Forever traumatized? Question mark. It was really fucking stupid. So to bring Broly into Super and reimagine him with way better depth and way better character motivation, to where they're friends now. Broly's just chilling out with Goku and Vegeta when he's hanging with fucking Beerus. He's the bestest boy. Why can't we do that with Raditz? Raditz could totally be redeemed. Hell, the Saiyans were so bent on, like, not trusting Frieza to begin with, and Broly only did because the situation called for it when Super Broly came out. Hell, he's not trusting that asshole now. The Saiyans don't trust Frieza. So, telling them that resurrecting Raditz and telling him, yeah, we killed Frieza, we've been whooping his ass constantly, you're no longer, like, stuck under his thumb, you're free, you can do whatever the hell you want, but, go apologize to my son for, you know, the whole kidnapping thing. I bet he would do that. He would double Sunday his ass, be like, hey, nephew, about that trying to kill your dad and kidnapping thing. Water in the bridge, awkward family moment, but you'd get him back, and you'd have brothers doing something. Cause what was the point of introducing Vegeta's kid brother and not doing shit with it? Granted, Tarble is this weird enigma. Because we have to continue the whole vegetable name thing, so Vegeta is vegetable and Tarble is just the end of that. Vegetable. Come on. It's hilarious. Laugh. The joke is there. Haha. Funny. Very clever writing. But really, what the fuck was his point of a character? He was sent to conquer a planet, as Saiyan infants often were told to do. And unlike Goku, who suffered a head injury and forgot everything, and was raised as, you know, a member of that planet, I don't remember that being the same thing for Tarble. He just went to that planet, didn't do his task. He's just this big, sweet cinnamon... Well, not big. He's a short-ass cinnamon roll who looks like you could punt him over a fence. And then he would apologize for not going higher over the fence. And he got married to one of the aliens on the planet he was supposed to take over. He's still a child, by the way. Granted, I don't know his age because I don't understand the aging structure of Dragon Ball or the years system. It's confusing. But he's not an adult. Honestly, Tarba looks like he's maybe 12 in height. I know the new rule is that Saiyans get a growth spurt when they come of age because they stay small for a while, but still, it's weird. He fucking sucks. I mean, he runs to Earth because somehow he heard his brother Vegeta was there and begs him for help because he can't solve his own problem of there are these big bad aliens coming to my new home planet. Please help me, big brother. I'm weak and pathetic. They almost did it again when it came to Universe 6, Universe 7 fighting each other, and they encountered the alternate universe Saiyans. There was that little kid Saiyan, and Vegeta's like, where's your Saiyan pride and all that, and trying to whip this kid into shape because maybe he saw his brother in him. Maybe he saw just this little piss boy saying, it's like, yeah, I'm a Saiyan, we're so cool, I look up to you, Vegeta, and he's like, bitch, you're not even worth punching in the face right now with how cringe you are. I'm saying cringe way too fucking much. That's the new word of this episode. Still, man. One character I don't think they fucked up is Vegeta and Piccolo. Vegeta and Piccolo, they fucking rocked. Krillin gets a half pass. because next to Master Roshi, who has done some magic shit to himself in order to make himself so OP that I believe he's immortal, but Krillin is fucking baller. It is weird about the name of his daughter. I like the Team 4-star joke about it, where it was like, isn't, like, your daughter's name is Marin? It's like, yeah. Isn't that the name of your ex-girlfriend? And then 18 comes out. It's like, no, it's my mother's name. People look away and flee weird because it's the awkward situation. It's like, you were right. That is hilarious to pull on them. I know. I want to say next to Gohan and Videl, they have the best relationship. Vegeta comes in third because while in the beginning, that ship was totally off port. I mean, dude banged her, fled into space. She's at home being a single parent. Granted, she's a fucking billionaire and can get away with being a single parent. Plus, she also has her ageless mother and super smart scientist father to help out. I swear, her mother's never aged since Dragon Ball. I'm not sure she's human anymore. But still, they started out so rocky, and then when the first Super movie came out and Beerus fucking slapped Bulma because she didn't understand who Beerus was or his implications. She just saw some rude asshole being rude at her birthday party, causing like drama and shit, and he slaps her and Vegeta fucking explodes in rage. He doesn't say that's my woman when he yells, he goes, that's my Bulma. That is development. And his relationship with Trunks in the Boo saga, where he has that big heart-to-heart moment where he sacrifices himself and embraces his son in order to defeat Majin Buu before shit goes down. That's how you fucking do it. And then they go ahead and backpedal. Boo didn't die. We gotta give the salty run back to fucking Goku, because Goku's always gotta be the XP kill stealer. Can we just not have Goku do shit anymore? At least not make him so fucking lame. Goku's always gotta be the big guy who gets the cool transformation. Goku's always gotta get the final kill in. Goku's always gotta be the one, even if indirectly, he'll help get the final kill in. Like, Gohan killed Cell. He did. But also, Goku had to be there behind him, backing him up. Because, honestly, it was the motivation, but it's not like that wasn't the first time his dad fucking died, so it's not even that good of a motivation. Gohan had way more death trauma piled onto him than his dad exploding. And he took out King Kai for that. What the fuck, man? Which, how does a god die? How did he get his halo? I don't understand that shit. But it's just so irksome. Vegeta, when fucking Gold Frieza first came out, he was whooping ass, he was taking names, he was owning the guy who had destroyed his planet, killed his people, took everything away from him, including his pride and dignity that he had to fight for to get back on Namek. And then, nope. Freeze time, rewind, Goku's gotta steal the kill. The fuck is that bullshit? It's always gotta be about Goku. Goku ain't hot shit. The only thing cool about Goku is the Ultra Instinct music at this point and the drip theme. Cause he's still just that whole, I get it, he's an honorable dude who always like fights with his heart, not his head thing. It gets old, especially when he's purposely endangering people for the sake of a good fight. Like fighting Cell, he gave him a sensu bean and then sent in his 13-year-old son. Tag, you're in. I just gave your opponent back to full health. Gee, thanks, Dad. Not like I'm going to get my ass whooped and could have used the handicap. Not like the whole fucking world was on the line. This salty episode is brought to you by annoying video tropes. Annoying video tropes. Pissing people off since story time immemorial. Another character I think they fuck up, Gohan. Because Gohan was supposed to supersede Goku. Goku was supposed to die, and then things were supposed to follow Gohan. His story arc is always the same now, because we can never get rid of Goku. It's stuck in this rut where everything has to revolve around Goku, to the point where Gohan, who was supposed to continue the story, is now stuck in this hellish limbo of repeating the same monotonous cycle of shit going bad. Gohan being remembered, he's OP, but he's reluctant to fight again. Something bad happens, and Gohan is motivated to fight again. Gohan trains, Gohan becomes OP, Gohan fumbles, and then Goku has to swoop in, making Gohan irrelevant. Because the seeds, it's not like they didn't plan for this. The seeds were planted for Gohan to be better than Goku from the the third episode, or episode 2. Cal here, there's no chance of getting near the volcano's rim, but I've spotted something weird. I'm gonna take a closer look, even though I just said I couldn't go near it. They planted it from the beginning because when Raditz kidnapped him and was hurting Goku, it pissed Gohan off so much he became super strong and dealt damage to Raditz, and Goku couldn't do that. It's an abandoned mobile mining drill that's broken into... Operation likely dismantled the whole place. What has the mayor done? I may have fucked up there. Shh. Don't remember the last couple episodes. But yeah, Gohan was able to deal damage to Raditz, something Goku and Piccolo couldn't do. No one could harm him. But Gohan did. And it was significant enough that Goku was able to hold him down and sacrifice himself for the special beam cannon. Something that had to take Raditz out and needed charging because it had to be super powerful. Otherwise, Raditz was going to get up again, kick all the ass, take all the names, kill everybody, and just fucking rat the whole planet to Vegeta and Nappa. Which he did anyway, posthumously, but Gohan was always meant to be stronger than Goku. Coddled by his mom because she didn't want that life for him, yes. But he grew as the story did. And he became awesome by the time the Cell Saga came around. Because he couldn't delay the inevitable. He restrained his abilities. Because hell, when you hear the stories about what your dad went through, but then he's always trying to get you to do the same thing, you don't want that shit. Why would you want to end up, like, always in life-threatening situations? Especially after the trauma of your uncle kidnapping you and, you know, killing your dad. You're gonna be a little scarred. You're gonna be, like, wary to danger. You're gonna want to avoid that shit, which is what he did, which is good writing and fucking realistic. So when 16 tries to take on Cell, giving him that final pep talk of, you can't always run away from your problems, you have to tackle them head on, because you're going to meet that one force that is an immovable object and you have to be there to tackle it on. Not everybody is always going to be around to clean up the mess for you. You have to take out the trash yourself. And when somebody like 16, who at that point had, like, redeemed himself, is then murdered by Cell, it snaps him, because that was the mark of his innocence snapping. And it was awesome. And for some god fucking stupid reason, they undo all of it in the Boo saga. Because then it's revealed Gohan has stopped training. Gohan has just gone full into academics, which is fine. He's allowed to do that. He's allowed to carry on this normality because he's not his dad. He has an education. He's, you know, been raised here to the point where he wants to be like everybody else. It's fine. He's allowed to be his own individual person. But then they make a big fucking deal of him not training, that they then blame him for not training. It's like, is he supposed to always be the Sentinel? Why isn't that the whole point of Kami? Which I never understood the fucking point of Kami. He's the guardian of Earth, but he keeps allowing shit to happen. It's... I don't blame Dende. He got forced into that position. And I don't understand why he can't do anything other than give Shenron upgrades, apparently. But yeah, it's always on Gohan. It's always his fault. Shit gets worse because he didn't train, and let's face it, he's not had therapy. He needs it with all the shit he's been through. But everything is always his fault when shit goes down, and everyone always blames it for his lack of maintaining his training. We know you're stronger than this. Why haven't you been keeping up with shit? It's like, I have a life. I have a family. I'm doing all this to support my family. I can't just run off into space and not see my family for, like, how many goddamn years? Like you, Dad. This is why Mr. Piccolo is a better dad than Gohan, because Mr. Piccolo is always fucking there. I mean, not Gohan, but Goku. But still, seeing the new movie where they had to deal with the Red Ribbon Army returning, that was fucked up, Piccolo. I get it. He was dealing with the Red Ribbon Army and whatnot, and he needed Gohan motivated because nobody else was helping it. But to pretend that his technically goddaughter, to pretend Pan is in danger, to just light the fire under Gohan so he would take things more seriously, is a fucked up move. That's That's reliving his trauma, but now doing it to his daughter. That is just... I don't know how you write that shit. Granted, I don't know, like, what they could have done. But they could have done something better. Because at every turn, it's like, okay, Pan, pretend to do this. We're going to get your dad to do this so he can help fight. It's like, okay, Mr. Piccolo. And I need you to scream and make it sound realistic. What the? Make it sound like I'm really hurting you. Like, come on. You can't think of a better thing to do than traumatize this boy thinking his daughter is in danger. That is some fucked up shit. Out of all the things Mr. Piccolo Jr. has done, because it is Piccolo Jr., because King Piccolo is, you know, dead. Out of all the shit Piccolo Jr. has done, that was the most fucked up. And he's done some fucked up shit. Mostly that was his dad's shit that was more fucked up. But it's still some fucked up shit to do that. And then they were all cool afterwards. How are you all cool afterwards? It boggles me. Certain writing choices. Because it is clear with, like, some storylines, they think this shit through. Like, they had these ideas. And they thought about shit psychologically at one point or another. But then it's like they have that ball, they're about to pass it on to the next person, and they don't just drop it, they throw it on the fucking ground like it owes them money. Like it offended them or something, but it's like, why? What are some of these choices? I'll defend certain scenes in anime that take shit to a fucked up level. Like in Hellsing Ultimate, because this is in the manga, and it's graphic, and it's a fucked up scene. It's when Zorn Blitz uses her power to force Ceres into her worst memory of when her father, who's a policeman, got horribly murdered in his own home, along with his wife, who hid Ceres in the closet as the criminals then came in, killed her, and then talked about raping her corpse because she was still warm. So Ceres, as a young child, has this moment of, you know, fucking rage at the fact that her parents are now dead, and she can't stand what she's looking at, goes after these bastards, stabs a fork into one of their eyes, and proceeds to get shot. They assume she's gonna be dead, because they don't touch her. Thank God, there's a limit. But she passes out from blood loss watching them rape her mother's corpse. Is that scene necessary? Honestly, yeah, because it served a purpose. That was the motivation for Ceres, as she then went on into being an orphan. It was her motivation to join the police force, to stop that shit from happening. It didn't hold her back. She joined the police force. She became the police girl. And then that's what led her to becoming a vampire when she took on a vampire priest in Cheddar Village. Watching her squad mates being murdered and turned into ghouls by this unholy abomination of a man who then tried to violate her because I don't know how they figure out she's a virgin, but he doesn't need a vampire with free will, so he planned on violating her and then making her into a ghoul. Then Alucard shows up, asks the question, "Are you a virgin?" Shoots her through the chest in order to pierce the vampire's heart with his gun, and then offers her the choice of either dying as a human or becoming a vampire and continuing on. Getting rid of more monsters, stopping bad things from happening. And she accepts the offer and becomes a Draculina. With that background in mind, you could see how the motivation is there and it worked into her character. Gohan. His childhood is so full of trauma. And it's barely addressed. At most, it's played for laughs. And I don't understand why. Because then they'll use it against him. And it's no one called out for ever doing it. I don't get it. You can have your character experience trauma and experience the results of that trauma continuously. They don't have to get over it in the next episode. It can be a continuous thing that lasts in their character because it's a serious thing. So why is it so often poorly done where trauma is induced on characters only for it to then act like nothing has happened or it to be a joke? That's the shit I don't like. That's the shit I will complain about. How the fuck did I not change my handle? Thank you. See, I don't always rant about stupid shit. Sometimes I actually have a valid point. I want to see them do better. Because I know they're just like rushing stories a good chunk of time. Because studios want that shit out. They want their money. They want the merch. And they don't allow you enough creative time. Especially in Japan, I believe. Especially with manga artists in general, you might have one person writing an entire series all by themselves, doing everything for god hours of the night. And in America, you got a team on your back. I'm not saying that's always the case, because there's also studios. But then you also have the studios that fucking will murder you if you don't complete deadlines. And it doesn't matter what you have to do in order to reach those deadlines. But give your people time to cook. Come on. Because oftentimes it's like the moment you pitch your idea, they expect you to have everything. And to a point, you're supposed to have everything when you pitch your idea. At least the groundwork's for the base of it. That's why there's lore Bibles when it comes to creating stories. It's so you have this thing that everybody is going to be able to run off of. And so you don't forget the finer details and important plot points. Character backstories, motivations, all that. But with all the repetitive animes I've been seeing lately, it's It's like they just grab the most basic shit, and that's all they care about, is a basic blueprint that they can just fill in the blanks like it's a word jumble, like an ad lib. Main character is enter noun, goes to add verb, add action, all that. And for some of them, it's like, okay, I could see what they're doing. And then another one's just like, this was so for the money and fan service. Hollow stories. I hate hollow stories. I don't know if that's the name of a thing. I'm just saying when a story feels hollow, where it's, you know why they did the thing just by looking at it. I hate those. It's like, okay, you had a story, but you're doing this. Why does it have to be this way? Because it's taking away from the story that you're trying to tell me by doing this. What's another? It's like some of the animes he watches so many slice of lives, and I hate slice of life because they're all the same. At least the ones he's picked, they're all the same. And why do they always have to leave? There's always got to be a tsundere. There's always got to be this stupid, weird romance bullshit going on. And can we address the elephant in the room? Why is there so much fucking incest? Or implied incest? Why? We know that's a bad thing, right? Collectively, as a whole, the species of planet Earth, incest is bad. Nothing good comes of it. You have fucked up babies, your gene pool is diminished, horrible health problems, not to mention it's not okay in general. No one is okay with you wanting to fuck your sister. Oh no, step bro, stop that shit. But there's so many goddamn animes where the siblings are for some reason attracted to each other, and I don't know why. What is happening in Japan? What is in the water? What is going on where it's like, okay, let's take this brother and sister. They're going through some dark stuff at school. Okay, so how are they going to deal with it? She's going to lean on him for emotional support. Okay, that sounds about right because they're family. They care about each other. He's going to want to fuck her. What? Yeah, she's going to start hitting on him. Why are you doing this? And then her best friend's going to come over to help with her problems, right? Yeah, but now she wants to fuck his brother too. Why? Why are you doing this? Now the sister's jealous, so now she's mad at the friend and the brother. Now she hits the brother. Why are you doing this? That shit. I hate that shit. I hate it. I want it to stop. Stop it. Get some help. Japan, get on meds. Do something. See a doctor. Stop it. Just enough. Even when it's like the whole step-sibling thing. This is a person you have to live with in your home that is now going by a familial title of sibling. It doesn't matter if you're not blood related. You're still going to be calling that person a sibling. It's the same thing with adopted siblings. You're not blood, but you're family. Stop trying to fuck your family. It's so fucking bizarre. And I don't understand it. Why are there so many like this? Because it's the craziest thing. One moment, it's like the anime almost has me interested in the story. He puts something on. And the moment, you know when it's about to happen. Because it's like always the same. The way a character looks at with the other character. And you just feel your stomach twist. Like, no, just the dread hitting you. God, there was one stupid one. Like, this boy, he's trying to figure out which girl had snuck panties into his locker. And his guesses are these, I think it was 3 different girls at his school. But then, near the end of the series, his sister starts doing shit, and it turns out it was her. So now he was going after all of them. I'm like, why? What the fuck? It was bad enough because it was still doing those stupid tropes of the whole, not fully saying things that you want to say to the person, so they misinterpret everything that you do. You're trying to be sneaky in order to figure out one thing. They have no idea what you're talking about, so it leads to other misunderstandings. And then stupid wacky hijinks of, oh no, I did this thing, but they see it as I'm a pervert, blah blah blah. That I hate it. It is just so, to me it's lazy. It's lazy and bad. Like, if you have to make your character stupid in order to move the plot along and have them do stuff that wouldn't be in character for the haha funny humor, you're not telling the story. You're just being fucking insulting to your audience. I'm trying to think of an example of what would be a good example of how you would feel insulted for your audience. Hell, I want to say imagine Romeo and Juliet being written to insult your audience, but everyone misinterprets Romeo and Juliet so badly they don't even realize it's about a 14-year-old girl being groomed by a sexual predator. Because he's mad, the girl he wanted to fuck is becoming a nun, so he can't tap that. And then he kills himself because he doesn't want to get in trouble for, trying to run away with a 14-year-old. Romeo is written like a douchebag. And for some reason, I don't fucking know why, everyone thinks it's a love story. No. If you look at Romeo and Juliet as a love story, you are not reading it. You are not reading it at all. You are just picking apart this weird romanticized thing that isn't even there. She is a 14-year-old girl who's being led astray by a much older guy who just wants to get his noodle wet. God, this is the most randiest episode I've ever done on this channel. I am apparently very salty. Or maybe I'm just passionate. I don't know. The difference between salt and passion is just a small teaspoon of where I'm going with things. wherever the road of dialogue takes me. And I hope it takes me down very good discussion points. Probably because it's so damn hot up here. Why is it so freaking hot up here? I even have the window open. But it feels like it's 100 up here. I want to turn on the air, but I don't know if that'll be picked up. Hell, it probably will. Fuck it, I'm gonna turn on the air. It's too damn balls to the wall hot. Whew. Hopefully that starts to cool things down. I know those aren't my type of stories, but yeah. Just wish there were less of them. Genuine good ones. I also miss the days of like the weird anime, the ones that made you think, like Paranoia Agent and the Big O. To this day, I still don't know what the fuck happened with the ending of Big O. And I think that's why it sticks with me so damn much. I love that anime. Big O is fucking amazing. But it's such a psychological mindfuck that, again, I still have no clue what the hell happened with that ending. Is Paradigm City even real? Are they in a TV show? Are they all weird genetic experiment tomato people? Are people outside of Paradigm City even from a real place? Is Schwartzwald even still alive because he was still doing actions after he died? Where did the Big O's come from? What was with that final big that like fucking ate the universe? Angel had wings suddenly. It was so weird. Everything reset. God, it was so good because it just leaves you scratching your head wondering what the fuck just happened, but not in an assaulting way. It's in a way where you want to keep digging into it. It's like, did I miss something? I have to watch it again. I gotta look at the clues. I gotta pay attention. Is like Dorothy's very human for basically an automaton. An android, proper android, unlike the terrible labeling of Dragon Ball Z. Those are not androids. Those are people. They were normal people who then got robotic enhancements. They're cyborgs. Except Cell. I would give him the title of biological android. Though I'm not sure what the mechanical parts of him are. He just seems like a biological mutation. Like anything from Jurassic Park. Wolf's Rain was a good one too. Wasn't so much of a mindfuck, but it was just so nice and serene. Trigun. The OG Trigun was so good. The deaths of Nicholas D. Wolfwood and Legato Blue Summers being the most fucked up moments for Vash the Stampede. I need to see the remake. I'm terrified and yet curious to see it. I'm really glad they got the original voice cast to reprise their roles. Because you just can't undo that. And I'm wondering if the remake is an OVA, because they finished Trigun before the manga was done, and there's a lot of manga. I have them all. I collected those like crazy because I love the show. The show introduces you to the books, and man, is it such a difference, but it's not a bad difference. Oh shit, I forgot about the ceiling. I guess the only one I would complain about, I guess, is Inuyasha. I liked Inuyasha. Inuyasha was interesting. They did the same bullshit sin of things taking a certain number of episodes, long time, in order to get shit done, which I hate. But the tension was at least set with, you know, consequences. It took forever for the second half to be made. Worth it? Yeah, you want the story, you wanted the conclusion. That was something worth the wait. I cannot say the same about the sequel. That was a choice. It's got its fandom. I'm sure it's got its fandom, but I cannot stand the Inuyasha sequel. The spiritual successor that follows the daughters of Sesshomaru and Inuyasha, and I guess the pseudo like secondhand cast of Moroku and Sango's kids who sometimes show up, I guess. I couldn't watch after 10 episodes. Why do they keep calling themselves princesses? It's so fucking stupid. And I think the part that really did it for me, that just made me uncomfortable, was the implication that Sesshomaru's twin daughters are they're Rin's daughters. The little girl that was always following Sesshomaru around. The timeline isn't good. Because if Rin struck me as like a 6 to 8-year-old girl in the original show, and she was following around Lord Sesshomaru, being all devoted, that was fine. He tolerated her. Nothing was weird. Then we get this new show where Sesshomaru's had twin daughters with apparently Rin. So you're thinking, okay, maybe there was a time gap. And God, you would hope so. But, let me put it this way. In the original show, which you really can't tell based on them, Kagome, our lead female, and Sango are like 16 to 17 in the timeline. And Kagome and Inuyasha are, their daughter is like their age now, just about. Like now they're in middle to high school level, that kind of thing. But they're the same age as the Sesshomaru's daughters, and that implies they were born around the same age, around the same time, and I don't like the implications of Rin being so young and having twins. Unless for some reason there's this, like I said, I never got past a certain point of episodes. Also, R.I.P. the voice actor for Marok, who passed away like shortly before the series started. So they had to cut his character, like out of flashbacks and shit. But unless something happened and Rin went through this weird time age thing where she became older than she actually was to make it better, I don't see it, and it makes me wildly uncomfortable. Like, that it's weird because so many things are out of. It doesn't feel like an Inuyasha program. It doesn't have the same anything. You get glimpses of characters that you recognize, and then it's just, why is Kikyo alive again? I thought the whole thing with the original series was that her soul finally got put to rest. Shikan Jewel doesn't exist anymore, so why is Kikyo still around? She died. Multiple times, granted. But she finally, like, died for real. Like, no more taking souls in order to sustain her spirit body or whatever. She legit died. No more Kikyo, she gone. So why is she now, like, talking with Sesshomaru over the, like, frozen body of Rin who's in this tree or something? It's so fucking weird. And again, why do they keep calling themselves princesses? I am so confused. It's almost like they're running around having their own anime fantasy, and it makes no fucking sense because it's clearly not what they're doing. I don't know, it's weird writing. It's very weird, confusing writing, and I don't know what it was. Honestly, this is kind of like the weird Final Fantasy X-2 thing, where they just made a sequel game out of components of the first thing, but they did it by going forward in the timeline instead of going backwards. Because Final Fantasy X-2 should have been about Yuna's dad and Titus's dad, and I think his name was Arn or something like that, doing the whole pilgrimage. That would have been interesting. There are traces of an odd luminous ore everywhere. I've never seen anything like it. That would have been interesting, and it would have made sense, and they would have had all the characters they needed. But they didn't go that way. Hang on, there's something else up here. Instead, the storyline is fucking stupid. And so many incest jokes with brother. Look out, an aircraft just shot straight out of the volcano. It's headed my way. Okay, maybe it can jump, like, drop a giant soap bomb. But, yeah, it's... X-2 should have been a prequel game. Should have told that story. And I feel like Inuyasha's sequel should have been that way too. Because, hell, they like to dump exposition and background so often in Inuyasha before. There were so many characters. We could have got a story following Inuyasha and Susumaru's dad. We could have got, and it could have led up all the way to Inuyasha and Kikyo and the whole Onigumo thing. It would have went full circle and then right back to the story at the first show. And it could have been interesting. We could have seen all the shit that Inuyasha's dad went through because he was a great demon lord. And his adventures as told through basically everybody they seem to fucking encounter. It's like, your dad was hot shit. Your dad was like the top demon dog. You're nothing like your old man. I like this purple fucking elemental dragon at one point was so powerful that Inuyasha's father had pinned him to the wall with one of his claws or his fangs or something like that, but he couldn't kill him. And it's the demon that Inuyasha ends up slaying in order to learn his adamant barrage, because he goes through his whole little always fighting a tough enemy to overcome and learn new things kind of thing. That anime trope, but it's done better in Inuyasha, I swear. But yeah, he's talking hot shit about his dad, and even in the movies, it's about his dad. It's always about the dad. So, given your opportunity to make a sequel, to keep going in this universe, why not tell the story of the Great Demon Dog? Why not explore a bit more depth into his relationship where he eventually fell in love with the human princess that would be the mother of Inuyasha, or his relationship with the female demon dog that was Sesshomaru's mother, because she didn't get a lot of action in the manga. She was relevant for like a short thing, because Rin, in order for Rin to start following Sesshomaru, she had died. She was murdered by demons or people, I forget which, and Sesshomaru, in a moment of weird, morbid curiosity, brings her back to life with the Tenseiga. And then she decides to follow him, like, devoutly. As, you know, people often tend to do when brought back to life by somebody. They feel immense gratitude. Even this small child. But there's a point where she gets killed again, and he can't bring her back because the Tenseiga only does this once. You only get one chance with the Tenseiga, and that's it. It's like your one redo, your one little genie wish. So, in a desperate move, he has to go to his mother. Something he honestly doesn't like doing, even though he respects his mom. And she has this ability of opening the gateway to the underworld. And in order to get Rin back, he's got to travel there and get her soul to return to the mortal plane. That was interesting. Because there's so much between the pair of them. You can tell there's history going on. And she makes these comments about him and his father. It's like, there's so much to explore there. Why not use that opportunity? This is like, it's not only is it a wasted opportunity, it's an example of Chekhov's gun, which is, I'm trying to remember what it's called. It's the rule where if you're telling a story and you mention an item and for some reason bring it up in detail, like it's going to be an important thing, but then you don't, then there was no point in doing that in the first place. The reason it's called Chekhov's gun, I don't remember, but the whole thing of it is, if you're bringing up this item or bringing up this moment in time, then you better have a reason for doing so. Because if you don't, it's not important, and therefore you're just wasting potential, opportunity, and anything, basically. You're just wasting. And that's what Final Fantasy X-2 felt like. It felt like wasted opportunity. 10 told a story. It was weird, but it told its story. There was a story that could have been told that was set before it. Like, how did Jet get to their world if he's nothing but a dream? And how did he meet Yuna's father? How did they get all the way to Lady Yunalesca and complete the pilgrimage for the final summoning in order to beat Sin? That would have been fucking interesting. Instead, we get Yuna being a pop star and spear hunting and nonsense about Machina, and also Waka and Lulu have a baby, even though Lulu was in love with Waka's brother before he died and they had zero chemistry in the game. It made no fucking sense. Also, the weirdest fucking like limited edition controllers you can have for any video game. It's literally Yuna's guns. I don't know how the fuck you're supposed to play the game, or any game for that matter, with a pair of guns as controllers. It's almost as crazy as the Wu-Tang Clan controller, or the slime controller from Dragon Quest isn't that weird, but the Wu-Tang Clan one just looks so uncomfortable. And I've played with the Sega Dreamcast controller. That actually felt really nice. I miss playing the Sega Dreamcast. I miss my little memory card that had my gold Chow in it. I felt so cool about having a gold Chow. It's like having a Tamagotchi all over again before I had a Tamagotchi. It's getting cooler in here, but not perfectly amount. There's still so much hot. I think I'll probably call this a video because this is so fucking long. I'm gonna call this a video once I'm done with this floor. Cause this is almost 2 hours again. I thought for sure I'd be able to get through it. Hell, I didn't expect to go on such a long tirade of ranting or impassioned dialogue, but I did. You know what? It felt good. It felt good to talk. It felt good to talk on the topic. And I hope I didn't say anything stupid. I just voiced opinions, and those opinions are purely mine. So if there's a problem, it's me. Those are just my thoughts, my words. Me being a stupid goober, talking about anime like I know shit. All I am is just a girl who writes stories and has been since fucking middle school. Hell, I still write stories. Oh, thank you. That was a very nice ping. Oh. We've done a good amount. I want to say we did a very good amount this episode, considering we started at 33. I will do one last thing. I want to get that middle. If I can get that middle before this episode reaches 2 hours, I will be very happy. That's glass. That's stone. So, come on. Ah, where's the scaffolding? I already fucked it up by knocking over the Gnome King. Why is this so particularly difficult? I don't know what this is. Well, hello, baby girl. Join with me near this ending conclusion is the miraculous Madame Fluffy Bottom Wiggles Winchester, aka Babyface. Come on. Let's get through this crap. Give us a nice 85%. Because that last bit's gonna be a pain in the bitch. And I think we all know it. It's the best I can do is take this to 85. And not fall off the side like a dum-dum. I'm gonna have to hit soap all over that ceiling. What is the gunk on this thing? This is like my most powerful nozzle. The soap wasn't having an effect on it. Come on. Yeah, result of the saying, come on again. I think I've honestly said enough about stuff in this one. Just now want to get this over with. Get that final percentage. Clean this little ceiling bullshit. Whoa! Call it an episode, I was going to say. Being such a pain. Come on. Why? Do not fall. Do not pass. Why is this so difficult? There's apparently an aircraft coming towards me. Wait a minute. An aircraft. And at the volcano, they mentioned the drill that I had previously cleaned. The drill meant to kill Cusco's drill. So, would that mean the aircraft coming toward me would be the same aircraft that I also cleaned from the person who just so happened to own that drill? The one that was a hovercraft? That fancy, totally not a spy jet? Suspicious things are getting more suspicious. Oh, come on. Where? Okay, how close am I? Thank you! Oh my god. That ping? So needed. Get this edging. know, I'm extending it a little bit. Oh my. Why? Why are you like this? Why must you hate me? On the other side. Why must you be like this game? Even the ceiling? Even the ceiling wants to be a dick to me. How? How are you not pinging? Got to be the biggest little shit. That's what you gotta be. But I can't get the ceiling. Gallery ceiling inner. No, 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 no. I wanna know where this bitch ass filth is. Where is it? Thank you. Alright, now I'm calling it an end. Because now it is literally... This is all good. The outside's all good. Now it's just this bitch. Just this salty, salty bitch. That is me trying to make this clean. As clean can be. So I'm gonna jump on, apparently, my head. Because that makes all the sense in the world. You're extending the runtime again, Lynn. You're being a silly little bitch. I know I'm being a silly little bitch. Alright. So the opening is fine. The rest of it is just there, right? Apparently. Alright. So with just this part. 14% left. I'm gonna call this a done. Then we shall pick it off again. So, I'd like to thank you all for watching. Hope you're having a good day or night depending on when you see this video. Hope my discussion wasn't at all too annoying, and let me know in the comments what you think of my opinions, or if you have any of your own, because I'd love to hear them. I'd love to hear back from anybody. Whew. Until next time, take care of yourselves, stay awesome, and I will see you all in the next video. Take care, and bye-bye!